Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is EKB TV, and you are watching The Vintage Cigar, and we're back with another top 10 list. And this top 10 list is all about my all-time favorites. So I gotta do this list. Gotta get into this list with you guys because this is the final. It's the end of the trilogy. It's the end of the top 10 list. For me, anyway. It's time for me to retire this and just move on to other greener pastures. But I do want to talk to you guys about some of my all-time favorite cigars. So before we get into the actual list, let's get into the honorable mentions. First up for the honorable mentions, we have to talk about the Andalusian Bull. I absolutely love this cigar. It could have easily been on the all-time list. But some of the pros and some of the cons for this list is what takes it away. I couldn't put everything in there. I only wanted to do a top 10. And one of the fatal flaws and one of the best things about this cigar is the smoke time. If you're gonna smoke the Andalusian Bull, you gotta have about 2 hours. You gotta have some time to kick back. You gotta have some sunshine. If it's cold outside, you might not be able to smoke the cigar like that. If you got something you gotta do, you might not be able to sit back and really enjoy the full cigar. I absolutely love the Andalusian Bull. It's one of the closest things to a Cuban cigar that you can get in the States. And if you have some great age on it, it's a flavorful bomb. But can't put it in the top 10, as much as I like to. Also, the Flathead 660. This is not gonna be everybody's favorite. It's not gonna be on the top of everybody's list, but this is a cigar that I can easily go back to if I want a robust, dark, and strong cigar. The Flathead 660 actually works, and it's one of the best from CAO. It's just a regular production cigar that's gonna be always there, available for me to grab. And if I want a larger stick, 660 is where it's at. Next up on the honorable mention is the Amazon Basin. I love the cigar. I love the unique flavor profile on this. The Amazon taste, the banana leaves. It is such a good cigar. It can be somewhat inconsistent, but when it hits, it absolutely hits. It's another great cigar from CAO. I went back and forth about putting this on the list of all time, but it's not quite there. Next up is the Sin Compromiso by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I know there's certain people who absolutely love this cigar. There are other people who just kind of like, it doesn't hit for them. But for me, once again, it's a unique profile. I love unique cigars. I love that menthol-like taste. I love the earthiness of the cigar, the richness to get the chocolate notes. It's such a good cigar, and it was so close to being on the all-time favorites list. It's one of those cigars that whenever I'm just in the mood, I gotta go grab a Sin Compromiso. So it could have easily made it, but not this time. Next up was my number one for my recent cigars of 2023 list. It's too new for me to put it on an all-time favorite, but it's getting up there. This is the Principal Black Gold. Great cigar, great to have. I think you guys will enjoy it once you try it. Not a lot of people know about Principal, but get on it because it's growing to become one of my favorites. Now, let's get into the list. Number 10 on the all-time favorite list is the Oliva Melano. I love this cigar, and I think it kind of got overblown and overhyped for a period of time there, and I was probably part of the reason for that. I gotta say, if you want to get an affordable cigar, this is one of the cigars that you gotta go with. It's consistent, burn is great, quality tobacco at a great price, many flavors in there. It's just a rich and delicious cigar. I gotta go with the Melano. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's kind of like my go-to cigar when I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I want something that tastes like high quality. Simple as that. Number 9 is the Warped Chinal. I speak highly of this cigar. This is one of those surprise cigars that not everybody knows about, and if you had it, you may have been blown away because you weren't expecting it to be this good, but this cigar is excellent. Why? It's because of the floral notes that go with it, and it gives you so many other, spicy notes and gives you a lot of different qualities. It kind of reminds you of a Cuban, it reminds you of a Nicaraguan, but it has this floral component to it. It's something different. I like different, and this cigar really hasn't let me down. So it's one of those cigars that I had to put on my all times. When I go back and I want to get something different, Warped Chinal, that's where it's at. Number 8 is the Olla de Nicaragua Cuatro Cinco. And you guys hear me, I talk about this cigar quite a bit. I really like it, but why? What makes this cigar different from any of the others? And why is it on my all-time list? It's there because of the spicy sweet blend. It gives you deeper, chocolatier notes, a great Maduro profile, but it also gives you these hints of spice that tantalize and tingle the palate, tingles your nostrils. It gives you a little bit of flair, but it also comes in with a sweetness to help mellow the cigar out. And there's only a few cigars that operate like that. There's another from Cavalier that does the same thing, but I gotta say, the Olla de Nicaragua Cuatro Cinco is my favorite with that profile. And I just wanna keep going back to that cigar over and over again. It's kind of like a comfort spot for me. That's nice. Number 7 is the Ramon Alonz Cuban Special Selection. This is one of my favorite Cuban cigars, and it's my favorite because it doesn't taste like most Cuban cigars. You're not just getting Corojo, and you're not just getting this, spicy Cuban twang and the herbal notes. This is more of a chocolatier, kind of a caramel mix, and it's just a beautiful blend for a cigar. It's mellow, it's smooth, but it has a little bit more strength than some of the others. Not quite like a Bolivar, but a little bit more than you're gonna say for a Oyo or for a Partagas or something like that. If you're going for a Cuban that's a little bit different than the others, the Ramon Alonz is gonna be the one, especially the Special Selection. It's just a great cigar to have around. It's an all-timer. Number 6 is the Kintsugi by Alec Bradley. Yeah, by Alec Bradley, the Kintsugi. I love this cigar. Why? Why do you love this cigar, EKB? What is it about this cigar? It's because, one, it burns better than most cigars I've ever smoked. And I get it time and time again, and it burns so well. But again, it's a unique profile. It has a creaminess to it. It has a milky texture to it. It gives you sweet. It gives you a little bit of spice, but it's also kind of mellow and not too strong, and it just burns like a charm. I brag about this cigar. Not everybody's gonna feel it the way that I do, but it's affordable. It's going on my all-time list. I love this cigar. We're about to go up from here though. Stay tuned. Number 5 is the Crown Heads Le Creme. This cigar, man, I'm like, it's amazing that this is not even higher on the list for me. It's amazing that it's only number 5. If I want people to try a cigar that has just has a ton of flavor in it and just kind of overwhelms the palate and just makes you like, oh, I can taste this, I can taste that, it's the Le Creme. It's a creamy chocolate souffle. It's a lava cake. It's just so much hot chocolate just pouring into your mouth with great smoke body and great texture. It's a beautiful cigar, and it's an absolute flavor bomb. It is so delicious, and I don't care if you're one of those people that really can't taste a lot of flavor in cigars, you will most definitely taste it with the Le Creme. I highly suggest you guys to try it. It's number 5 on my list for a reason, and easily could be higher. But let's keep going up. Number 4 on my list is the Monte Cristo Cuban number 2. Once again, I actually thought this cigar was gonna be much higher on the list. Why? Because I absolutely love this cigar. I was looking for cigars that had tea notes in it, and this cigar provided it in droves. It actually sent me on a quest to get more cigars like this. But it also has this underneath chocolatey note and a nuttiness to it, and it has the Cuban twang, and it just gives you so many different complex flavors, but it's ultra smooth, has a beautiful wrapper. It's just one of the best cigars that has ever been made, all time. That's why it's on this list. I love this cigar, man, and I wish I could have it more often, but it's a Cuban, it's not easy to get my hands on, and it's not cheap either, but who cares? If there's a cigar that I want to spend a decent amount of money on, it's the Monte number 2. Man, this is a great cigar. If you gotta get a Cuban, you gotta get the Monte number 2. Number 3 is the Adab by United. The Adab. Man, what can I say about this cigar? This is basically taking a Cuban and the Kintsugi, and they had a baby, and they just made something amazing. And this is just this golden profile, roasty, toasty, Cuban-esque cigar that gives you all of these, I want to say, it's not rustic, it's not rich, it's just golden. It's just a beautiful cigar that burns like a champ. It is one of my all-time favorites just as far as flavor goes, because it gives me that Cuban world, but it gives me these hints of kind of like a Dominican flavor too, and everything is undisclosed. I have no idea where this cigar comes from, but please keep making it. I wish it was at a more affordable price, but man, I kind of get why. It's such a decadent cigar. It's so good, and it's on my all-time. It's number 3. That's my lucky number, so it must be pretty damn good. So what could be even better than this? Number 2 is the Mi Querida by Dunbarton Tobacco.
The Mi Querida? Which one?
All of them. Every single one of them. The blue is kind of my go-to. The Tricky Traca, that's when I wanted a little bit more spicy. The black, when I wanted a little bit smoother. God, I absolutely love this cigar, man. And like, this is number 2 because it's my stay-at-home cigar. If I want something that's just gonna satiate me and just to make me feel in my comfort zone, and I can grab a cigar at any time and I don't have to deliberate when I'm going through the humidor to see what I want, the Mi Querida is gonna always be there for me. It's gonna be that cigar that I can smoke at any time. If I wanna give somebody just an even profile cigar that gives you the earth, that gives you some spice, that gives you just everything that you kind of need in there, not too much of the sweetness, but it gives you that savory profile, great smoke body, great smoking. This is it. This is the cigar that I would give you. I would put it in your hand and say, try this cigar. It's that good. Almost wanted to be number 1. But I think you guys know what the number 1 cigar is going to be on my all-time list. And the number 1 cigar for EKB all-time has to be Alec Bradley's Magic Toast. Man, this cigar gives you these bready notes and it gives you a sweet psych. You guys know what the number 1 is. We're not going to play that game. The number 1 all-time cigar is the Don Carlos Eye of the Shark. Carlito, whatever you were doing, whatever was on your brain when you made this cigar, man, I don't know, but I absolutely love this cigar, man. I love the Vitola. The Shark Vitola is hands down my favorite. And honestly, I could put any of the Sharks in this list, but I'm true and faithful to the Don Carlos. That Cameroon wrapper, the perfect shape of the cigar, the way that it burns, the cherry notes, just the perfect Dominican flavor profile. There has not been a cigar yet that can beat this cigar for me. And if it comes, the heavens are gonna have to open up and there's gonna have to be a light that comes down or something special to take over the cigar. It's gonna be hard to beat. I absolutely love this cigar, man. It's my favorite. I love the way it feels in my hand. I love the mouthfeel. I love the smoke texture. I love the smoke body. I love the wrapper, the binder, the filler, the banding, everything. This is my absolute favorite cigar. If I get lost somewhere on the island and I gotta have one cigar with me, it's going to be the Eye of the Shark. Even the Mi Querida can't beat that out. It's just this cigar. I don't care if I gotta pay $30 for this. I hate paying $30 for a cigar, but this is my baby. This is my cigar. This is my all-time favorite. Now, you guys let me know what's on your all-time list. Now let's close out this show the right way. You guys let me know what are your favorites. What do you think about my all-time list? Were there surprises? Were you able to guess everything? Did you know what it was going to be from following the channel for so long? You guys let me know. Get down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching The Vintage Cigar. I'm going to be around doing lives, doing my community list, in the comments, watching your reviews, watching your channels. The channel is not dead, just the reviews. EKB is here. I'm out, but I'm not. Thank you for watching this. This has been my all-time list. This has been my top 10. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. And I'll be around. I'll see you. Peace.